So I decided to cut the audio from this clip because I actually picked up quite a bit of the music in the coffee shop that I'm in, and I was a little worried about copyright issues. But I still wanted to include it because in this clip, it's good morning on day 58. I'm in Silverton, and I'm giving mad thanks to my friend Nate, who surprised me in this town with a paid-for hotel room and also a gift card to this coffee shop, because he knows how much I just really enjoy that simple town pleasure of a nice cup of coffee. So mad thanks to Nate. Super appreciative. It was an amazing surprise. All right, this video is going to be a little bit shaky because we're riding in the back of a truck right now. You guys might recognize Jess. Hi. She was in, I believe it was episode 5 outside of Grants. Yeah, her and Steven surprised me again. They told you they're driving around the country, and yesterday I'm talking to this girl and she's like, yeah, we're at Lake Tahoe. And then today she's like, do you want to ride back to trail? I'm like, excuse me, what? So anyway, yeah, we're bouncing along here, back up to trail.
And we've been living out of our truck, so unfortunately there wasn't enough room in the front for all of us. So Jen and I are riding in the back.
Anyway, we'll show you what it looks like when we get to the top. All right. If you've watched my videos, this might look familiar to you. This is another car camping adventure with Jess and Steven in their enormous palace of a tent. We are excited for, Lux camping sleepover. So this is where we camped last night at the Mary Highland trailhead. We decided to do kind of a different re-entry to trail than the one that we came off of. It was a long way down that Elk Creek trail. Yeah, so it was a long way down that Elk Creek trail. So since Jess and Steven surprised me in town yesterday and offered us a ride back to trail, we kind of took the opportunity to do a little bit shorter way back in. So this, because there's not necessarily a lot of traffic on this trail, which is, I guess, why we didn't come out this way, but we probably could have. But anyway, it's only, I think, from where we are now, a few miles back to the CDT, and then we'll have about 3 miles to go southbound to get to the point where we left the CDT, and then we'll just hike those 3 miles again north, and still all of that will be less hiking than we would have done if we went back in the same way on the Elk Creek trail. So yeah, that's neat to kind of do this a little differently, and obviously super fun to camp with my friends who keep surprising me in surprising places. So yeah, it's been a really fun night. And also, good morning on day 59. Up we go. I'm not sure how long, high this climb is, but one estimate was around 1,500 feet back up to the CDT. I don't know how long my repair work will work, because we're starting to do some stream crossings now, so I'll show you now. I bandaged up my shoes. There's fishing line underneath the big pieces of Leukotape, and then Leukotape on top of them. I'm not a very accomplished seamstress, so it's not a pretty job, but hopefully they'll do okay. Mostly I just figured if I was gonna keep having trashed shoes in these sections, I'd rather the trash shoes get trashed instead of a brand new pair. So we'll see how well they do. Scrambling. Reached the Highland Mary Lakes. This is what this one looks like. This is what this one looks like. Curious. Well, we are back on the CDT, headed southbound for a few miles so we can connect our footsteps to where we got off trail, and then we'll yo-yo it back over here. All right, and footsteps now connected. We got back to the point where we got off the CDT, so we have a continuous northbound footpath. Turn around and go back. And we're back. Well, unsurprisingly, the leukotape did not last once my feet started getting as wet as they always are. So you can see my Franken stitching. Another gear thing to note is that I sent the snowshoes home in Silverton. There may still be some moments when I kind of wish I had them, but by and large, I think the highest levels of snow are probably behind me, and then what's in front of me should continue to decrease as we get further into summer and everything is melting. For the time being, I still do have the ice axe and micro spikes, but I'm hoping that before too much longer I'll be able to send those home as well. I don't know if you'll really be able to see them all, but there's so many beautiful flowers on this hillside. Just climbed up to this point around 12,600 feet. Hello, Mr. Marmot. These guys are everywhere lately. And I'm glad Jazz pointed it out. We just crossed the Rio Grande. Crazy to think about the path it travels from here to, well, just how far down it goes. Up close to 12.8. And now we get to head back down. Well, today was drastically less snowy than what we were encountering before Silverton. So hopefully that is an indication of things to come, and it will continue to be less snowy. I don't know exactly how far we made it today. We're 30 miles from Lake City, and that's going to be our next town stop. So this is a relatively short section. We maybe could have made it a little further today, but I think we were both feeling a little sluggish. I don't know, just first thing really getting back out there. We got a slightly later start this morning because we were hanging out, having an easy morning with Jess and Steven. So, but yeah, 30 miles. We'll be there in maybe 2 days, 3 days tops. So time to rest up so we can hopefully feel a little less sluggish tomorrow. Good morning on day 60. These guys look like the sentinels of the morning. Little bird's nest right on the trail. I imagine they abandoned it because it was too close to the highway. It's super pleasant when it looks like this. There's 3 elk on the hillside over there. There they go, they're running up now. Seems like we just keep getting higher and higher with every new climb. Right now we're a little over 12,900 feet. And I think the next big climb we finally crack 13,000. That valley is so picturesque, it doesn't even look real to me. Like, it looks like it's out of a movie. Climbing, climbing. I feel like I am always climbing. But finally made it to the top. And as it turns out, this is the highest point on the Colorado Trail. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, if only it was all downhill from here. So we had to come down from up there, and the choice was this way on the rocks, or basically to glissade down this. I really dislike rocks and scree and loose rocks. So I did the super sketchy, kind of scary glissade. Used my axe, but I'm alive. It worked out. It's just a different scale of the slide we just did. Basically, we could have come down the rocks right there, but instead we slid down like right through there. Or some of us did, Magoober and I. I have the best friends in the world, guys, seriously. These two showed up again on this very remote road where we certainly weren't expecting them, and did some trail magic for actually a handful of us who had just kind of walked to the spot. And so we're gonna have another group camp out tonight because these guys are absolutely amazing. I'm not usually awake for sunset because I've been crawling in so early lately, but since I have these sweet friends to hang out with, I've been staying up a little later, and it is a gorgeous night. So I actually managed to do about 22 miles today, which was very exciting. I think that's my first 20-mile day in Colorado, period, which was great. And then right at the spot where I was kind of planning to camp, because I was like, okay, I've done about 22 miles, I see this truck, and at first I don't realize that it's Justin Stephen, but then it is, and it's all very exciting. And so yeah, it's been really, really fun. Because we were able to do 22 miles today, we'll be in Lake City easily tomorrow. It's about, from the other side of the field over there, it was 8.7 to the road where we could get a hitch in. However, probably I will have a ride in with my sweet friends. So yeah, today was a really nice day. It was so nice to be able to just move through open trail, with the exception of the one very scary glissade. But other than that, it was mostly just open with little patches of snow. And yeah, it was a good day. And I guess I'm excited to be back in town tomorrow. All right, good morning on day 61. It's about 8.5-ish miles to Spring Creek Pass Trailhead, Highway 149, where we can get a ride into Lake City. And this morning I've got Jess with me. She's training for her thru hikes, right?
I'm hiking the CDT.
What would you be able to see? It might be. Look at how green everything is down here. These aspens are looking pretty nice. Made it.
Our chauffeur's waiting for us.
I know, it's so nice to have them waiting for you at the trailhead. Yeah, Jess, what'd you think of your jaunt on the CDT?
Loved it.
Perfect. You see, she's adopted my buff method. Another pale-skinned creature.
Sounds scary.